Good morning guys, welcome back to another video. So as always, we're going to start with a training session. However, this time we're not going out for a run, we're not going to the pitch, we're actually going to go to the beach. But no, we're not going to go sunbathe, we're not going to relax, we're actually going to go and train. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some speed and agility work in the sand. And the reason it's so good to do this kind of work in the sand, because the sand is obviously, it's not very stable, it's not like training on grass or concrete. The sand kind of moves under your feet, so you have to work on a bit of stability. You have to work even harder to push your feet off. So I'm expecting it to be a very intense session and a lot of hard work, but I'm looking forward to it. So you can actually see top level players doing this. Players from Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. If you search on YouTube, you'll see these kind of clubs doing this kind of work in the off season before pre-season, because it's such a good workout. But that's the plan for today. Then I'm going to go and have a team meeting with my coach, because it's the end of the season. We actually had our last season game this past weekend. I'm going to talk more about that later on in the video. Also going to be sharing what's going to be happening next. But let's get to the beach. Really good right now. So that was a good session. Obviously it's hard in the sand to keep your balance, especially when you're doing those hard cuts. So it's really using a lot of energy, and you've got to work on your stability as well. So it's a great workout. Honestly, doing half an hour of that, I feel a lot more tired than I would doing an hour to an hour and a half on grass. So great session. So if you're on holiday, if you go on vacation this summer, you can still train and get a really good workout even when you're on holiday. So, alright guys, so we just got back. I'm just going to get a shower, then I'm going to get some lunch, and then I've actually got a meeting with my coach, an end of season meeting, so that should be good and should be interesting. That's the plan for today. I'm going to drive over there, and then while I'm over that way, I'm probably going to get a workout in, do some plyometric work today, and then if possible, if the pitch is free, I might do some free kick training as well, so we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so I just got here to the training facility, so I'm here to have my meeting with my head coach and the owner of the club. So this is something that's pretty typical. Once you get to a decent level of football, at the end of the season you usually have an individual meeting with the owner and the head coach to discuss the season that you just had. They give you some feedback on how you did, things you could improve on, etc, etc, and then they also start talking about the next step. So if they want to bring you back, it's kind of an open discussion whether you want to come back to the club, whether they want to have you back. So I did get here early, so I've got a few minutes to kill. But that's another little life lesson for you guys. We're going to do a little life lesson in every one of these vlogs now. So this episode's life lesson is always be early to any meeting or any kind of appointment that you have. So it doesn't matter if you're meeting with a friend, if you're meeting with a coach, if you're meeting with a date for dinner, always be early to that event, because it just shows them that you value their time, that their time is important to you, and it's just going to reflect better on you. So there's a little life tip for you. Anyway, I'm gonna get into my meeting and I'll catch up with you guys after it's done. Okay, so the meeting's done. It was a very positive conversation overall, so it went really well. It was a good chance to speak with them one-on-one. They were able to give me some feedback, some constructive criticism, and also some information about going forward, what they want, what they would like to offer me. So I can't go too much into that side of things, but I can tell you the feedback that they gave me. I'm literally just quoting what they said, okay? So this isn't my own opinion of myself, this is their opinion. So basically what they said was, for positive feedback, they said some of the moments I produced and the abilities, the qualities that I have, they believe are good enough to play at the MLS level. That's what they said. They believe that if I worked on a few things, I could achieve that level. So that's a great compliment, obviously, and that's great to hear. And they also gave me some constructive criticism as well. Number one is my physicality, as far as I'm not often going into hard tackles. Sometimes I'm not being as physical when I need to be, and just showing that kind of hunger and desire to compete with my opponents kind of thing. They said when I'm on the ball it's great, but sometimes my off the ball defensive abilities need improvement, and that's fair enough. I do agree with them that my defensive qualities aren't the best. Obviously you guys have seen many highlights of me now and things like that. There's rarely any footage of me going into tackles or competing with people for the ball. It's usually me dribbling, me on the ball, me crossing, me shooting, things like that. So that's something I definitely agree with, and it's something I can work on. So it's always good to hear these things. It's good to hear where you're weak, because as players, we naturally want to think we're perfect, that we don't need any improvements, and sometimes we turn a blind eye to our weaknesses. So when somebody else points them out, and they point them out sincerely, so from a coach or somebody who wants you to do well, it's an opportunity to learn and it's an opportunity to improve. The second area they said that they believe I can improve on is my focus in the game. Sometimes they said they could see me checking out, like if I haven't received the ball in a few minutes or something like that, if I haven't got a few touches in a while, sometimes I'll just check out of the game, my positioning is off. And that can again come through my lack of working defensively, because if I'm working defensively, I'm still focused, I'm checked in the game. I'm not just waiting for the ball to come to my feet. So those are the two areas, and I'm willing to share them with you. Obviously, as players, we are never perfect, and it's always a great day when you can find out some weaknesses that you can improve on. So that's good to know going forward, something I can work on during the off season. Now, the plan is to do a plyometric session. So what plyometrics is working on those explosive movements, and that's going to make you more powerful, it's going to make you faster, and it's going to give you an edge over your opponent. So I'll just show you all the exercises that I do today. As always, I'll put the reps and sets on the screen, and I can even put them in the description for you guys if you want, so that you can write them down, copy and paste them into your notes, and take them with you if you're going to the gym. So let's get to it.
Delicious.
Okay, so that's the plyometric workout done. As you can see, short, sharp, explosive. Gives you a good sweat though, as always. But gonna get done here, gonna have a few sips of water, then I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna have a little free kick session while there's no one on the pitch. So we'll see how that goes. I think that's good for today. Obviously put the legs through a bit of work during the plyometric session, so don't want to do too much. Obviously I'm going into the off season now, so I'm going to explain in a little while. We're going to go back now and do some yoga at my apartment. I promise I'll show you the kind of yoga routines that I do to keep my body flexible, keep my muscles feeling good. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to talk a little more about how I'm going to spend my off season. Anyway, let's go home, get a shower, and then we'll do some yoga and we'll talk then. There was another package. So this time I have no idea who sent this one, because I do have stuff on the way that I've been told is being sent to me, but I only got an email about that today, so there's no way it can get here in a couple of hours. I have no idea what this is or who it's from, so we're going to find out together. See what's in here. Oh, we found the scissors, by the way. The wife misplaced them, so we can blame her. Oh, it is the training mask. A company called 360 Football reached out to me and wanted to send me a training mask, and I only got confirmation that it was being sent out yesterday, and they're based in Switzerland, but they must have some kind of stock in the US, so they've sent it me already, so it's already here. I've never actually tried this before. I have no idea if it's any good. I've seen other people wearing it and I've always been a bit skeptical, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this, and I'm curious to know. And if it doesn't work, I'll still look like Bane from Batman anyway, so that's always good. So I'll unbox it properly, just so that you guys can see what's in here. Size medium. So this is the mask. Hashtag exhale. I get it, good one. Phantom training mask quick guide. I guess I'll read all that later. How's it look? Looking good? I might just walk around the street with it, see what people think. Maybe I'll just like wield a baseball bat at the same time. That'd be a decent idea. So, small change of plans. I'm actually going to go outside to do my yoga just because it's so hot in the apartment and it's so beautiful outside still. So I'm going to find a patch of grass somewhere and do my yoga outside. So let's go. I think I found the perfect spot. In between all these trees, getting one with nature. That walk felt amazing, by the way. I obviously pushed the legs today because they were a bit more sore than I was anticipating, but I guess with that beach work this morning, put my legs through something they don't often do, and then the plyometrics is obviously very explosive on the legs, very strenuous, and then finishing with the free kicks. Obviously that is going to put a lot of work into the legs as well, so I'm going to get a really good stretch now. But yeah, yoga's really good for athletes. Not only does it stretch those muscles that you work out all day to keep them nice and elastic and prevents injury, but also it's good for the core as well. So there's a lot of balance work involved, a lot of stabilizing of the body, so it really activates the core as well. So you're sort of getting a passive workout even while you're recovering, so this is really good. But I'm just going to put the camera down and I'll just go through it. that's honestly it. So it didn't take long at all. There's not that many poses, but even that short little yoga session that I just did is going to give you a full body stretch. So it only takes 5-10 minutes. It's definitely worth doing. Even start doing it at a young age, just so you get in a good habit of doing it. It definitely can't harm you. I recommend doing it 3 to 4 times a week. That's how much I've done it, and I've been doing it for a little over a year now. And since I've started doing these kinds of things, I've noticed my athletic performance at least improve a lot. So I feel a lot more explosive. I feel a lot more supple on the pitch. I feel like I can change direction quicker because my muscles are just more elastic. I feel faster and I feel stronger. But I think that's where we're going to end the day in the life for today. The sun is well and truly setting now. But before I go, I should mention what's next for me then. So obviously I'm going into the off season now. I'm going to be training. I'm going to take about a week-ish off of very high intense workouts. So I've got to let my body recover. So after a season playing in the heat on those 3G turfs, it takes a lot of wear and tear on your body. So it's good to replenish those joints, give yourself a chance to recover. I'm still going to be doing technical work and some light training, some jogging, some running, and I'll still be making YouTube videos for sure, but they'll probably be more tutorial based over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you let me know in the comments what kind of tutorials you want to see. But also, I'm going to be doing a little bit of traveling, certainly around the US, going to be visiting some cities, but also maybe some international trips as well. So I've got a bit of time before I have to start getting ready for pre-season again. And I'm still going to be training along the way, as I said, and you guys will be following that journey. I'm going to do a pre-season program that I'm going to share with you guys, and you're going to follow along that journey because I'll document as much of it as I possibly can. But also, if you do want to possibly meet up and train, as I said, I will be traveling around the US and maybe a bit internationally. I would recommend following me on Instagram because I will be posting ahead of time where I'm going to be going. So in my stories, on my actual page and stuff like that, I'll be documenting where I'm going. Obviously I'll do recap videos on here, but for some of you guys that'll be too late because I would have already left the city that maybe you're in. So if you do go and follow me on Instagram, I'll put it on the screen right now and I'll put the link in my bio. What I want you to do is go to my latest picture. I just posted a picture not long ago today. So when you click on my profile, it will be the most recent post I've done, and I want you to comment this hashtag on the screen right now, which is Team7MLC. And for everybody who comments Team7MLC on my latest photo, I'm gonna follow back. But I think that's it for today. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. I think it's over here. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos and more content that's gonna make you better footballers. And as always, I will see you in the next video.